Yo, what's going on? This is your boy Emanny, and I want to send nothing but love to all hip hop. My boy Chuck, One World Studios. It's amazing to be here. Salute.
Yo, this is AllHipHop.com. Your man Chuck Creekmer, you know what I'm saying, aka Jigsaw here at One World Studios with Emanny. Now,
Yep.
you got a song with Joe Budden. I'm trying to, well, how do I start this interview off? But you used to have me singing to the top of my lungs. I gave you my all. I feel like that's not enough. So, all.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I think that's the song that kind of really started I don't want to say my career, but that was my first introduction to industry.
Right.
Like being actually received as, yo, you're an actual act. Like that
right.
was the first song I remember being really posted, revered. Like, oh, we heard you on that. That was like the start for me.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
Yeah.
I was going through so much life. We've been talking offline about life, relationships, and things that we go through as people, and relationships with men, women, and women.
Well, period.
With women,
just life, yeah.
But life, and that was one of my anthems at that point. I was going through it.
It's still one of my. It's funny. I wasn't even going through that at that moment. The fact that now it resonates so much today is like, all right, I damn near predicted the future with that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now you have a new project.
Yes.
How is it pronounced?
Before her.
Before her.
Before her.
Okay. Before her. But
Yeah.
It's like a 3 in there.
Well, because I did my first real project that I released was called Songs About Her, and that was one. And then I released another one, 2014, Songs About Her 2. And before I dropped 3, I was just adding the 3 in there just so people know like the 3 is coming. It's on the way. So
gotcha.
Before her 3.
Okay.
much.
Okay. Let's start off with this project and this this EP. 3 songs.
3 songs.
But very very good record sonically. You saying a little something on each one. Talk to us about that.
Each record I picked 3 just to also symbolize the 3. It's like just everything just kind of felt right. Each of those songs kind of represent a chapter within the project, and I think the first project I did was so revered or considered cultly loved, because it did give you a storyline. Okay. And I was always big on, like, a lot of my favorite hip hop albums played out like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm an R&B dude by trade, but I've just always been a hip hop head. So I wanted to try to transfer that energy into an R&B project. So I chose those 3 songs because they mainly represented the different stages that we were going to visit within the next project. And BDE is me in my player mode, and me running out here chasing and trying to grab what I can grab, and ATL is like trying to find a resolve to being caught. Right. And then, Don't Give Up is, all right.
It's a little short story.
Please, baby, please don't leave.
right. Yeah, definitely. I love the vibes, though, because it does express the range that we go through as, men, particularly in the music industry, right? You're always, well, at least I think most of us are balanced, trying to contend with everything in there.
Yeah. I struggled. My search in trying to be this artist that I believed I was supposed to be, or people told me I was supposed to be, it didn't help my personal development. I do feel like the better I became as an artist, the less developed I became as a man. Wow. Which is why, I haven't put out a project since 2017. Like, honestly, today is the first time I've done any level of press since 2014.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
why is that?
There was a confidence that was missing for quite some time. There was also a lack of really just being comfortable with exposing and being vulnerable with what I was really going through at the moment. Like, the music might have felt confident, but I was dealing with a lot just mentally, and just how do I get on the stage and exude this confidence and everything, and then when I get off, I'm just like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just, and I've always, I won't say that I've been absent-minded in business, but I didn't really make a lot of good business decisions as an artist. So once I realized that, it was like, I need to step back. I need to reassess all of this, but not just that. I need to just get myself together as a person, as a man. Let me reevaluate, why am I even trying to be successful in this business? Right. Am I really prepared for the success that comes with this? Because I do think I think if I received early success the way that most people would have liked it to been, I don't think I'd be around.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the industry would have ate me up. I would have been one of them stories.
Yeah. You kind of for us at least came in the game along with Joe Budden. You know, your guys are attached in that way. Did seeing what he went through
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Him and Jadakiss, I always attribute to being like the people that opened the door for me to be able to walk and be heard. And the great thing about them, it was just two totally different perspectives of what industry looked like.
Yeah.
One side was Joe, who immensely talented. Maybe made some decisions in business at a point or whatever, just in rubbing people the wrong way, where people just kind of like, we love your talent, but like what?
Right.
But still pushed through and was still confident in what he was doing and still made a lane for himself. And in his Jadakiss, which is like, can't say a bad word about the man.
Yeah.
Like he's done things. Honestly, I've never really had a chance to really tell him. Like he's done things in my career that even with the smallest, I was like, yo, bro, I don't think you understand how much that meant to me.
Yeah.
And Joe, of course, still to this day does things that I'm like, bro, thank you so much. But just two totally different worlds and two totally different roads that I was like, damn, this is this road, and then it's this road. And then there's me trying to figure out how do I fit into this game.
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that they were so hip hop and I was so R&B, I needed to see what that looked like, because I didn't. The industry told me R&B was supposed to be glamorous and supposed to have the allure, and them niggas, we was gritty. We was in the suburban going from city to city and boom, boom, boom. And then with Kiss, we was in a nice little swag joint.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was a great contrast.
Do you feel like your proximity to hip hop, did it hinder in any way your aspirations as an R&B singer?
A little bit. A little bit. I do think that I got too comfortable relying on hip hop to be my my voice. Most of the time when I was getting spoken about or even press or anything, it was through hip hop forms.
Yeah.
It was. To me, I still appreciate. I think that's really honestly the only reason why I'm around today. Like hip hop kept me alive, even as an R&B artist. You know, when Royce hits me to go do a hook, or when Styles or Crooked Eye or like DJ Premier or Cool G Rap, like I'm on records with legends.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and it's never been a matter of me having to be like, yo, can I get on it? It's always been, yo, E, I gotta, like, just on a couple of weeks ago, well, not even a couple of weeks ago, I did a record with DJ Premier years ago. And then we were like, yo, he hit me, was like, yo, we need to revisit this record and we need to drop it.
Yeah.
And I'm on the phone like, yo, that's dope. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And then I hung up and I was like, bro, DJ Premier just called you and said, we need to. That's like Quincy. Like for me, that's the equivalent. And I'll never take like that for granted. But I would have loved to been able to have that balance as well of a Timberland or, Rodney Jerkins. But I just didn't really focus on them because it just didn't feel like they were there. They didn't feel like they were at reach.
Fair enough. Yeah, and they kind of aren't. You know what I'm saying?
And I
a lot of the R&B people feel unapproachable or even unreachable.
I didn't really like R&B niggas back then. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't like being around them.
Yeah.
And then for the ones that I was competing with, I definitely didn't want to be around them. So I just got, and then as a kid from the Bronx, I just felt a little more at heart, a little more gritty than maybe some of the music I was trying to make, just in personality. So it was easier to sit in them rooms, and even if I wasn't partaking in the lifestyle, I could understand it and connect to it more than I could wearing the leather pants and all the other. I couldn't get it.
That's funny. How were you coming up in the Bronx? Like, I know that most where my come up, we were like, I can't even be a singer because that's not what's happening right now.
People have no clue. I used to rap before actually trying to become a singer.
Okay.
Me and my cousin, we used to rap, and we rapped like we were Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yo, you look a little bit like
everybody say that too. And I said those were like Those guys were,
but
for me and him, we had that down pat.
Yeah.
Where we were like, we gonna be rappers and we gonna rap like Bone and we gonna get on boom, boom. And of course they were very harmony based, so we would have to infuse the singing. And it got to a point where it was like, all right, you might just, and you're better singing than a rapper.
Right.
Let's leave it alone. Let's go over. So that's the start for me.
Gotcha.
That was the introduction. It's just, even just when I was around in the Bronx and hanging out, people doing ciphers, like, I can't come in there doing a note.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a part, but I can't do that. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Now, the state of R&B has been, a lot has been talked about that. And for a while now, you know what I mean? In fact, I kind of proposed here in our studio debates, did hip-hop ruin it? Did hip-hop ruin R&B as a genre? Now it feels like it's coming back. Shout out to Usher, Coco Jones. There's a lot of artists. We just had Simone in here. She's dope. And yourself. But you kind of came out earlier than that renaissance.
Yes.
So what would you say to that now, that the state of R&B and your place in it?
There's a frustration because when I first came out, a lot of my own music was sounding like the things everyone's trying to do today. And I remember the industry telling we not on that. Like, we trying to do this. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, maybe they right. I wish in that case, because my foresight is pretty good, in that moment, I wasn't good.
Yeah. I
should have said, you know what? Yeah, like, I know what's coming. Like, this ain't the way we supposed to jump on. This is gonna come back around. There's a lot of artists today that I love that I think are really true to what I love as R&B. The alternative stuff, the new wave stuff, I'm all for. Like, I think it's all dope. It's all creative. I always push a balance, that we need a balance. Anytime you lose the source of something, you kind of taint the original product. Yeah. And I can't really respect it to the highest degree. Like, don't get me wrong. I love I love the drill stuff. I love all that. But if I don't have no good boom bap, if I don't have no good, like Griselda, to me, when they came, it was like, thank God we finally got some balance. Yeah. Anybody at that moment was fire to me. So, yeah, like the Coco Joneses, Luke James is like, thank you. God, thank you for artists like him. Her. Just anybody. I heard Miguel just put out, like, I need that. I need those people. Mario. I need all those people to still be able to come out. Usher today, as the icon he is, to still be able to put out albums, tour the way he's touring, receive a Grammy nomination for an album. That's what I need. And that's what I love. So we need that balance. If we don't have that, I'm gonna always complain. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. I was telling Simone, I think I might try to go a year without listening to hip hop. Maybe like professionally I might do it because I work in the field, but like as an enjoyable art, I just want to hear what everything else has going on. Like, you mentioned like Luke James. Like, I don't know the last time I've either gotten him through my algorithms. Like, the algorithm does not send me Luke James, like some of the other ones, because I don't know what brings them to me. But it's tough sometimes.
I was kind of late to some of these people too. Like, even like with Lucky Day and Leon Thomas. I was late to the game with how dope those guys are.
Right.
And it's because the algorithm just wasn't pushing it towards me. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like I did that not purposely, but it just started happening to us. Like, you know what? I got into the house. I didn't play music. Like, I got to a point where when I get home, I wasn't putting on no music. I didn't want to hear music. I just needed it to organically happen. And in certain ways, it just started to. So I'm not against that idea. I wouldn't say block out hip hop totally, because there's a lot of dope hip hop that I never want to not be in touch with. But finding a balance. And that's to me, life right now, just on all spectrums when it comes to music, just life, kids, relationships, balance.
Yeah, definitely. So, as far as your career, I mentioned, talked about Joe. Now, what would you say you guys are like now? I know you're part of the Budden podcast.
Yeah.
The network.
Yeah. That came out of nowhere. Wasn't expected at all. First off, I was a fan of the pod when it first started. I remember going to the pod and just seeing them start from very simple, no money, no nothing, renting out the studio, trying to figure out what this even looks like. And then also, I had started my own podcast like in 2013, and
early.
Yeah, and it was like, oh shoot, like this is a lot.
Yeah.
Did some episodes and everything, and it was like, all right, we closing up shop. So when he picked up on it and started doing, I was like, all right, this is dope. This is dope. Came around, and I moved to LA, and then that's when the podcast is shot. Okay. And I was like, oh, they did it.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
So when I moved back to New York, I would just go up and just chill. Like, these are the friends. These are homies.
Yeah.
So, naturally, Joe has always been somebody who's wanted to include people into the fray. I feel like he's been podcasting ever since he's been a rapper.
Right.
By the Joe Budden TV
show.
Yeah. So I think he's just naturally been able to feed in a positive, genuine way with his friends. Yeah. So now when I'm up there and I know a little bit more about him than, some of the other people or whatever, it's just easy to be like, yo, E, come on, let's sit down. Let's chop it. So when he even just was like, yo, come and be on the pod, I was like, all right, dope. Because first off, I like to talk.
Yeah.
And I love to, debate, and I love to do all that. So and it came at a time where I needed the distraction. And I needed to see what else was out there besides, having to rely on music to be a sole source of income or just even a sole source of creativity. So that was amazing. And at the end of the day, I get to go sit and work and talk with my friends 2 days a week and not have to worry about where the next check or anything is coming from. It's a blessing.
You're, we've talked, offline about the difficulty in making it in this industry. This game is tough. I don't think people understand. I try mentoring people, and it's almost like either you got it or you don't. And I don't even mean talent. I mean like the ability to withstand the rigors of the game.
I was talking to somebody actually on the pod, and they had asked me a question, and it made me say something about myself that I wish I could now go and take back. I was like, you know what, man, I just wasn't consistent, and I just didn't have the push in me to this and this and this and that. And then I got home, and I was like, you know what, that was wrong. The fact that I'm started 2009 maybe didn't do everything the right way, but and still able to be here, still have the achievements. I've never really had no secure management situation, label situation. I move by myself. I don't, and I'm still in the game the way that I am. I think it speaks to my consistency. It speaks to the level of push that I've had, and I've tried no matter what to figure it out. Not even try. I figured out how to somehow stay in this business without having to do the other things that maybe I didn't want to do. But it's hard.
Yeah.
Your own money goes into it that you don't have. Yeah. Having to trust in people that you don't really want to trust in to push your career to a certain level. The true independence that comes with this thing is a pressure that I don't think many people can deal with, and then still be consistent. So it's hard, and I pat anyone's back in this industry, whether I like your product or not, that can do this. And do it at a consistent level and actually make something out of it. Because if people really knew how hard it was to stay in this game and not lose a bit of yourself,
lose a bit of yourself.
Yeah,
that's actually so super clutch, because I think a lot of people, in fact, I brought people in this game, or people who aspired, and I brought them in, and then I watched them change, and I watched them become something completely different than what I knew them to be. And I was like, yo. And then I've watched people get ate up, and spit out, and sent back home.
I watched that. The greatest thing that most people can have is having some insight and having some actual real moments with themselves, because I saw that happening with me. Like I noticed it. Like I looked in the mirror and was like, oh, this game is changing you. Your attitude is changing a little bit. Your approach to it is changing. Your love for it is changing. You're getting a little lazy. You're getting a little entitled. Like, it's time to draw back and let's get back to why we were really doing this shit. But people don't possess that.
Right.
I watch you. Like I've watched you manage through this industry, and I've never felt like you as a person changed in any bit. No matter how you spoke, no matter how you dressed, no matter how you looked, whatever you did, it was consistent. Yo, that is Chuck.
Yeah.
And we can always expect Chuck to be Chuck.
Thank
Whether he got 0 in the pocket or 30 million.
Yeah.
And I had that conversation about 50. I love 50 and his approach to the game, because no matter what I saw about his growth, he always just seemed like he was 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a dollar amount wasn't going to change that. So
that's a fact. In fact, I saw 50 wherever the last power party was. And like I hadn't seen him in a long time. And as soon as he saw me, eyes kind of lit up, and he handed me some champagne. And I walked right past security. I was like,
I hate the people that do that in the game. The people that knew you from then, and then things change. You might go, you remember me. Like,
Right.
Stop. Like, you seen me enough. You ain't got to act like, yo, who are you again?
Yeah.
Shut up. Like,
Right.
I'm a part of the story going up. And if you really appreciate the story going up, you don't forget any of that shit.
Yeah.
So
that's a fact.
I watch out for people like that.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Yo, fun fact. Well, never mind. Forget that fun fact. It was a Joe Budden fun fact, and I'm like, what does that matter to you right now? But fun fact, I co-authored a movie about Joe Budden.
Really?
I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, back quite a while ago. Hilarious.
He knows this?
Oh yeah, he knows this.
What happened to it? Yeah.
It was scrapped. It just got scrapped. I don't know what happened.
I should go readdress that shit today.
Right. We should definitely revisit.
The book and the movie about that name, boy.
Yo,
Holy
crazy.
shit.
It was crazy. But anyway, moving forward, the state of the artist is kind of crazy right now, specifically around technology and its relationship to music, right? You know, so not to smash on Spotify, because it's a great resource of music discovery. By the same token, you like a perfect example would be like you have to get to 1,000 streams before you get paid.
1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
For me, that's like
It's crazy.
really foul.
It's crazy.
I consider that nasty work. And I have to say it because forget about just the fragment of a penny you get off a stream, then to up it to 1,500 for almost any upstart, it's almost like a kill shot before you even get started.
So imagine how the artists and the generations before us felt about their situation. Like their deals were horrible to them in that time. It's the same thing to us today.
Yeah.
I say that to say, imagine how much worse it's going to be in the next 10. Like what's going to be the reason for even doing this shit?
Right.
If you can't really make no money, which is why the direct to consumer thing is the most important thing today. If you can find a way to do that, then you're gold.
Right.
The business is never not going to be predatory unless we find a way to at least create some level of union and have a standard for how we are treated within the business. There is no business without the art.
Right.
We have to make that clear. I get it. Everyone's like, yeah, but there's no business without the labels who push with the money. Cool. That, to me, that's secondary.
Yeah.
You have nothing to push if you don't have actual art first. So let's protect that first, and then we'll figure out the business. And I mean, we ain't greedy.
Right.
Like we just want a fair shake and a fair hand at the table. So I think people should really be concerned about the music business. I mean, should be concerned about it now. But if you think it's bad now, just imagine how much worse it's going to be in the next 10 when the technology gets even better for them and the situations are even more dire, and you're realizing that labels now are cutting whole departments. And you know, I had a homeboy who's really talented, and he had a deal and great music. They put it out, and it was like, cool. Now you drop, and now you back to nothing, and you didn't get really no real money out of the situation, and you don't own the records anymore, and it's a predatory industry, predatory situation, period. And it's going to get even worse if we don't have some level of understanding. We have to work together to get this better, unionize, have a standard. Gatekeeping in this situation might be the best thing, because we start letting people in who don't give enough care about the art that they'll just take any deal.
Yeah.
For some people, a penny of something is cool enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because you set the standard for how everyone else is going to get treated. And if they feel like we can keep putting shit in the microwave, then we don't never need to work the oven.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. I actually have a theory. It's an attack on excellence, particularly black excellence, right? So you got situations or circumstances where we don't see any more versions of Michael Jackson, for example, Prince. In fact, they were under attack at one point. And not to get into legal situations, but certain moguls are now tremendously under attack. Or, well, let's just say there are circumstances that seem to lend to an attack. Because you never see a broke dude getting these charges. I mean, like, mad broke dudes out here doing everything.
Never.
And so my theory is that on almost every level, we want to make sure we can keep the artists marginalized, not have leverage the way a Prince or Michael or a Jay-Z, for that matter, or an Usher or a Beyonce, so that we can control you. We can pay you what you just said, little pennies, and then we have all the control, all the leverage.
We need because we have some really great moguls on the business end. We need more Jermaine Dupri's.
Right.
We need, and when I say that, I say people that really are focused on building and crafting new talent and extending that. Like Quincy has generations of building artists.
Yes.
Not just on like R&B, like Frank. Like he dates back to before Frank.
Right.
Like he's went through the and even if he didn't do it as an exec, he did it on the creative side to where he extended himself to where I don't want to just be great. I need for other people to become great because it only extends my legacy.
Right.
Barry Gordy did it. You know what I'm saying? It's just we need more of that. We need people who are really focused on, you know what? I can't be the last of the greats. I have to figure out a way to pass this greatness on to others. So when I see people like Jermaine, who to me is not talked about enough as far as just one of the, to me, an icon in this.
Yeah, shout out to him.
We need more of that. People who are really focused on, I want to break new talent and I want to give them the voice and the opportunities that I had and further, because that's the only way we keep. What's going to happen when Stevie's not here? What's going to happen?
Don't even talk like that. He's in
like,
bubble wrap somewhere, thank Lord willing.
Like, what's going to happen?
Yo, bro.
Like, with losing Quincy, it told me, like, we're down to our last.
Yeah.
We're down to our last to where we can say, we don't know who out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, rest in peace, Quincy Jones. I'm reading his biography, his autobiography now. And, I mean, from the very first chapter, it's like, you different.
Yeah.
I automatically get it. But I'm, obviously reading into it, the curiosity based on that first chapter is crazy.
His story of how, first off, where he came from, how he learned to make music, then not being able to, having his brain aneurysm, now not even being able to play. So, you know what? I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, cool. I'm going to extend myself past just the music industry. I'm going to score movies. I'm going to score TV.
And by the way, he's the one for the violins in the beginning. Don't stop.
Like,
Michael, why you going to let to take it out?
Michael.
Right.
Sit down.
Sit down.
I got this. And we're gonna make you. You're great.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you greater than what.
Yeah.
You even know you can be.
Yeah. Rest in peace to him. Yeah. So enough doom and gloom, man. Tell us something positive about what's going on with you now. You got the EP. What's good in your life?
I'm inspired again.
Okay.
That to me is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
I'm inspired, and I'm inspired by many things, not just new music. Inspired by my love for just creating great moments outside of music with my kids, with friends, just everything. I'm just inspired. I'm inspired. I've not to go back to, but I've dealt with enough doom and gloom.
Yeah.
To where to come out at the other end of it thinking like you might not come out of this.
Yeah.
And then to come out of it on like, oh, there's some sunshine here. All right, cool. Let's get to it. Like, and you know, you afford it as much time as time allows you to have. I'm going to do everything I can do to enjoy it and make this ride as important, as special for me and for everybody else around me as I can. Yeah. So I'm just inspired, man.
Yeah. Now you came out of the Harlem Boys Choir.
Yes.
First of all, we do definitely need more singers coming out of choir environments. Because, yo, the choir will kick you out. You know that, right? You know.
That's why R&B started lacking.
Right. Exactly.
People stopped going to church, stopped going to choir, stopped learning some of that musical theory, that diction, that, you know, technique. That's lost. Yeah. A lot of y'all should go to your local church, even if whether you believe in God or you don't. Right. I'm not here to tell you that. But go sit and talk to some of them people. Yeah. Yeah.
Learn.
Yeah, Harlem Boys Choir of Harlem. I'm so sad that it's not around now. So, you know, it could kind of help. But that was, if I didn't go there, honestly, how to harmonize, how to structure records. Everything first was classical music learning there. So that to me was the basis of how I even formed music today. Yeah. It was, and then the competition of when I was in the street, I was always singing lead, and I was always the guy that, oh, yo, come here, sing. And then to get to that school, and like, all right, go in the back. Yeah, sing that part. We don't need you. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I ain't it. Right. So it was amazing. You know, Dr. Turnbull, who was the founder, he was strict, stern guy, but he showed you that he wanted the best for us, and he wanted to extend his legacy further than just his own name. Yeah. He was giving us a gift that as young black boys we would have gotten nowhere else. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite collab you've done? You've mentioned some heavy, I mean, you know, just thinking about Jadakiss, Budden, you know.
Yo, I've worked, I remember my brother playing Cool G rap, and I remember when my boy 38 Special hit me. He was like, yo, I got a joint I'm doing with Cool G rap. I want you to do the hook. I'm like, what you just said? What? He's like, yo, come to the stew. And this is back in D&D. Like, literally, like, whoa. D&D, yo, come through. And I remember that night I was out, and I was already twisted. All right, come through, we here now. I bet. Go. I walk in, and to me, you're the original gangster rapper. Like, I'm doing a record with you. That was fire. The record with Royce was dope. Anything I did with Slaughterhouse was like, I just sat around and just in a maze. Like, all right. Everything me and Joe did was fire. The record with the last feature I did, which was with Jadakiss and Rick Ross, like just seeing that happen was because me and my boy Ronnie, we would first moved out to LA. It was kind of one of the first batch of records I did. And I was like, yo, I know I'm going to send this to Kiss. I know I'm going to send it to him. But yo, I ain't going to lie, I think Ross will sound fire on it. We said it. Yeah. Sent it out. Got placed. This is just Kiss on it. Boom, boom. And then I get a call. Yo, we need you to structure different because we're going to put Ross on. I was like, oh, man, we couldn't have planned that. And then, you know, I sent it off like, y'all can do whatever with record. Y'all might take me off and put Neo or somebody. Right. Yeah, we keep you on the record. Oh, yeah, we need you to fly in and do the video. It's like, wow. Yeah, like stuff like that. So I think that was a great moment. I don't have a favorite. Yeah, they all were important.
Why didn't you sign to some of these guys? What were people?
I was scared. I was scared of the commitment. Contrary to belief, I was never signed legally to Kiss. I was never signed to Joe. It was really just working and maybe maybe we'll get there at some point. But, you know, the fact that they were even comfortable with working with me in that realm. You know, my most popular record to date is a record called I Messed Up. It features Joe. Right. And the video just happened to be at his house, chilling, boom, boom. He's like, yo, I got a camera. You want to shoot a vid for this joint? And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. He could have been like, no, we shooting something for my joint. Literally shot the video, put it out. And I look at moments like that, like, you know, that's trying to help me. Kiss, same thing. Like, yo, I got records. We're going to do record, hold you down. Yo, make sure you good. I'm going to get the stylist. Things that they didn't have to do.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, man, them dudes was like godsends in a moment where I needed somebody to like put a light on me.
You are the security. Wait.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's get to it because
The-
I'm the only
the
one in here right now too. So
Secretary of Defense for the light skinned delegation. Did I get that right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Now
I'm standing on it.
right.
Now you light skin that be so mad when light brightening you acting light skin. Yeah, so what?
Right.
I don't care. What you want me to do? Run from it? I ain't asked for the complexion. I got handed to me.
Right.
So I live in that.
Yeah.
Every stereotype that come with it. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, no problem.
That's hilarious. Now, my first thought, I started laughing so hard earlier because, I mean, unfortunately, y'all took a massive L with, well, it depends on how you look at it. With Drake, the Drake-Kendrick situation has put a stain on the light-skinned delegation this year.
Nah, we don't listen. That's Canada light skin. That ain't the same as U.S. Like nah.
Right.
Nah, I mean, you know what? The funny thing is when people mention his L, and maybe in the sense of the battle L, I don't look at it as an L for him because he was still competitive.
Right.
He's not gonna lose his fan base.
Right.
He's still gonna be who he is. I think he probably just needs to process it in a different view because in that moment, yeah, I'm tight.
Right. Yeah.
I'm seeing the world turn against me.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people that once loved me now say, get this. I understand that process, but to still be able to go through that, and he went through it back to back because you lost to Pusha too. Yeah. But to go through it, still have your fan base, still have people that love you, that's not an L. Yeah. It's, and now if he wasn't competitive, then it's like, right. Go home.
Right. It was strategy too, so.
Yeah. And you went against Kenny's it.
Bro.
Kenny's it.
He's him. Isn't that what they say? He is him.
Kenny moved up. He moved up very high in my hip hop artist ranking for me very quickly, which is to me was impressive because I am hip hop. Yeah, a hip hop head. I don't give a how much singing you heard me do. Yeah, I'm studying this. So he moved pretty high for me.
Yeah, definitely. He actually, I think was that Kendrick's first battle?
Yeah, but he been asking for it for quite.
He been asking for it. Nobody accepted. Drake is pretty much the only person that accepted the battle.
Yeah, I remember Control. I remember, and he been talking for quite some time. Yeah, and whether it be interviews, he's been telling people, I want to be, if not one of the best, and go down as the best, and that confidence is amazing. So, I remember a time whenever you said that, you had people at your door like, no, slow down. Right. We still got him over here. Yeah, they're over there. So. That dude is just different. His musical brain is different. Yeah, he's wired a little differently from most people, and I love that about him.
Fun fact: I wrote an open letter to Drake when he wouldn't battle Joe Budden.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, Drake, you need this battle for hip hop. This is your time.
You know how many more records Joe had?
How many?
I'm not gonna say because at some point I'm pretty sure that should be something that he relate, but. We were literally he would go and sleep at the stew. Wow. Like, yo, I think he released what? Like 4, he released a few. Yeah. There's more.
More than 5?
I won't give it, but he was ready. Yeah. He was ready. And I'm not saying Drake. I think if Joe at that moment as a rapper had more notoriety, Drake would have responded. He would. But at that point, I think if he did, he would have been putting a highlight on someone that he didn't want to have that highlight. Yeah, facts. Joe was ready.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we also know your hip hop based on the 40 belows you got on.
I ain't gonna lie. I shouldn't be having them like this. Naturally you should let
them rock.
Yeah, but
a little bit.
Yeah,
he got the 40 belows on. Yeah, people like myself, I got the beef and broccoli myself.
Always go.
I kind of refuse to pay the resellers what they want. I mean, God bless them, but I try to get them at the regular price
for things that I couldn't get back in the days. I'll pay for it. Whatever the price is, I'll pay for it. Because I remember as a kid, I wanted those.
Yeah.
And mom and pop was like,
Yeah.
listen, you 40 below your ass to bed.
Right.
Today?
Right.
Yeah, I'm a pay for certain things. I'm not materialistic like that. Like I'm not into cars and all that other thing. Like as long as I got nice things that's nice to me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But things that I desired as a kid, like I remember I was a vinyl head. There's certain vinyls that I wanted as a kid that once I got to an age where I can afford it, I purchased immediately.
Right.
Even if I ain't play it. Like those are the things that were important to me.
I got Michael Jackson Thriller on vinyl, actually.
I have that in my vinyl right now.
Really?
My vinyl player right now. Literally.
Crazy. Who your top 5 dead or alive? Singers.
Singers. It's sad because I'm a singer and my quick thought was hip hop.
Nah, I want that too though.
Top 5. Michael Jackson is going to I don't even put Michael Jackson in R&B, so I'm going to exclude Michael and Prince.
Okay.
I'm excluding them. Stevie is number 1. Marvin 2. Donny Hathaway 3. This is when it starts to get a little
heavyweights.
Aretha. James Brown is in there, even though it's I won't. He's not R&B to me. It's soul. It's just but if I'm gonna extend it, I'm going James Brown.
He's the
got it. He got it. He's So that's my 5.
Okay. What about rappers?
Hip hop. Big is first. I'm biased. I know if I'm being unbiased, he shouldn't technically be first because his run was cut short. But Big is first. I gotta go Hove. Nas. Personal favorite of mine is Ghostface. And 5. I struggle between Kiss and Styles, man.
Oh man, throw them both in there because
Styles for me is like Cool G rap on just steroids. Like, as far as like that street gangster gentleman shit. And then Kiss is just bar for bar. Like I haven't heard him spit no.
Who's better back to back, Ghostface and Ray, or Styles and Kiss?
I got records with Kiss and Styles. Okay. So I'm going with Kiss and Styles. But
that's a tough one.
Wu-Tang was my introduction to hip-hop. When people say, yo, how would you introduce my sister? My older sister is the person that really said, yo, hey, sit down. Like, I know you listening to all that Michael and all that Bobby Brown and all that shit, but come sit and listen to this. Yeah. And Ghost and Ray, like just the tone of their voices alone was just like, that's different.
Yeah. So, especially then. I don't think
now. I just heard Ghost just drop an album sometime this year. I'm like, sharp. Still sounds sharp.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, but I gotta go Kiss and Styles.
Kiss and Styles are have a different kind of closeness, proximity wise. It never feels like they aren't together. They feel like it feels like they're all. I know they're not always together, but it feels like, and I think that was most evident in the versus battle. You know, you could tell
Kiss and Styles, just that whole crew up there, D Block period, going up there working at D Block Studios and just seeing how they are with each other. Don't let nobody tell you, like, I'm pretty sure they've had issue or in turn just their movement or how they move as brothers and as a team. It's inspiring because that's naturally how I want to move with people, period. And especially in this business, that's hard to find. You know, we don't know too many people that have that level of legacy and tenure without the public ever having to question whether this group is going to survive or not. The locks are going to be, the locks are going to be around no matter what. We ain't seeing a breakup. We ain't seeing them fall out. Even if there were ever to be a point where they might have it, we won't know. And I respect that to the highest degree.
Yeah. Facts. So what's next for you?
More music, more podcasting.
Okay.
Just more creating.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm inspired again. I'm inspired in ways that I didn't think I could be inspired.
Yeah.
I want to pass some of these gifts and some of this knowledge down to others.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to be the person that keeps any of this to myself. There are things that I wasn't able to achieve that I'm not longing to. I don't have a desire to compete with Chris or Lucky. I don't have that desire. It's
right.
Gone. But I would love
funny.
to be the person to help the next person who wants to do that.
Yeah.
I have no problem with playing. I can drive the car.
Yeah.
I have no problem with getting a passenger seat and allowing that next person to come through and kill a game.
That's funny. I was going to ask you who are your ops? Who, because you got the ushers and the
I bow. I tip my hat. Like I said, what they have done. I went to Usher's show in Vegas, and I sat there. I remember the people I worked with at a certain point in life said, "Man, you gonna beat Usher? Then you gonna kill it? He can't shoot him." I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, yo, you know what, man? It's amazing to have that confidence, but what he's done in this game is different.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of people understand. Like, you might not really be prepared for that level of success.
Yeah.
He's different. Just the showmanship, the way he just controls the crowd. Don't get me wrong. I do know for sure I can get on the stage and command a crowd and do all that, but he's been doing this since 13, 14 years old on a high level and been consistent and been through ups and downs and not falling off a bit. He still sounds amazing. He still can dance. He
can roller skate.
Yeah.
Like,
so
really,
nah, I don't want no
roller skate.
Lucky Day. To me is another cut off of that lineage of like vocals on point, creative ability is on point. I would love to see him grow. Leon Thomas, I'm now just becoming a new fan of him. Bro, push the envelope. I don't want to look at any of them as ops. If anything, they just inspiring me to get better.
That's dope. Have you ever considered signing someone and helping steer someone's career?
I would want to do that when I could actually help and provide them with the opportunities that they need. I'm still growing and learning in the space. The idea of signing someone to something and holding them into something that I can't really, that's what always kept me from not wanting to do it, because I always felt that people trying to get me to sign, they really couldn't do for me the way they really should have. So I would want to help, and if I get to a position where I can now provide that opportunity for you, then let's talk. But even if you're not stuck with me in it, let me just help you get to the next level, and I only hope that when you do get there, you shout me out, give me a pat on the back or something.
Nah, son.
I know it don't happen. I know.
Don't do that.
These niggas forget
that.
It don't work like that.
We gonna do something else. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something else.
Something. A little one sheet.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a little one sheet, a little percentage, little something. Little, something. Cause
hey, what's meant for me is what's meant. Listen,
that's a fact.
I can't.
And it's not about. Look, I have turned down every single opportunity that presented itself as management or signing, and I would put stuff out there like, "Yo, and then when somebody replied to it, I was like, "Oh no, no." And it would be established artists. It wouldn't be like just people off the street have asked me to manage them forever, but then an established person will say, "Yeah, no, put me down for that." I was like, no, because I don't want that responsibility.
I'm at a point where I want to. My way of helping the next artist is helping them avoid the things that I went through.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Yeah. And some of that was the predatory nature of the contract and this and this and that. The last thing I want to do is preach one thing and then start aligning myself to do those same business practices. I'm going to put my morals. I know people say this shit all the time. I think that might be be a big part of why maybe I didn't reach a certain. I've just always had this level of. Quincy Jones said the illest thing. Once you take God out of the room, all this shit is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to keep that in the room. As long as we start from there, we in here for the right reasons. That's what I want to live off of today.
Yeah.
I'll receive my blessing how I'm supposed to receive it.
And by the way, 38 Special, his philosophy to music and collaboration is really dope. It has no paperwork involved, but it's really very much rooted in what you just said, and that's. I'm going to help you, you're going to help me, and we grow together. And that's a dope.
I lived in Rochester for quite some time, so I was really aware of 38 Special. Like up there, it was like Special's already that dude.
Yeah.
So when I lived up there, I was like, yo, that'd be somebody I want to work one day. And then when we reached out, He's like, yo, bro, what you need to do the joint? I was like, bro, I'm good. Now I'm gonna cover the studio at least.
Yeah.
It's all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then he kept doing it, and I'm like, yo, Spesh, this is an honor. Like, this is a pleasure to work with you. Bro, don't ever send me, make this be your last time you feel like pay for something. Like, we are doing this together in collaboration. It's an honor to work with you. You've put me in connection with Benny. You put me in connection with Coogee. Like, the things that you've done for me has helped extended my name. So this ain't a matter of exchanging that. When we get to a big bag, then you just put we nickel and dime. No.
Yeah.
And you that dude. And I've seen you go from what you've started as to where you are revered as one of those dudes. Yeah. So I like to honor people like that. So salutes to 38, salutes to that whole movement. Upstate is
Yeah. We gotta, well, I hate saying that. We gotta bring it back. But no, we don't. We here.
It's here. Yeah. It's here. And the people that recognize it, and they keep pushing it forward. And I think the nature of the business would tell you that you have to be the most popping artist in society to be deemed success. And that's not the case. These guys are successful. They built up core fan bases. They're able to tour. They're able to sell merch. They're able to really extend their career past just, nickel and diamond. Yeah. So 38 Spesh is a success to me. Griselda is a success to me. Rock Marciano's a success to me. Yeah. Those guys, even down to the Eric Robert Glaspers, or
sure,
these guys that you might not be talking about day to day, and these guys have created fan bases that when Robert go to the Blue Note, it's packed,
bruh. When it sells out before I get my ticket.
Yeah. So I love seeing that, and that direct to consumer idea to me is where we're leaning, and I want to model that before I try to run to a label begging for a loan.
Yeah, yo, I just want to say, man, congratulations, man. You made it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You made it to here and now.
Thank you.
That's an amazing testimony. Don't make it your last time here at AllHipHop.
No.
You know what I mean? We're gonna have you again when the new album comes out, and whatever else you have in store.
You've been supporting me since 2009.
Yeah.
I took about almost 10 years off.
Yeah.
Of being the artist that people knew me to be, and the support is still there. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the platform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Respect.
All
right.